Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is third video on my channel and this is the continuation of the series, and this is the part 2 of the chapter light, reflection and refraction. So let's continue. What is reflection? Bouncing back of light when it strikes on a polished surface like mirror is called reflection. Now let us study the laws of reflection. The first law says angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. The second, the incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. Now look at the figure. Normal is an imaginary line. A question came into my mind. What is an image? The answer to this question is it is a point on where at least two light rays actually meet or appear to meet. Now, images are of two types, real image and virtual image. Let us study the difference between the two. The first one is the real image, formed when light rays actually meet. Real image can be obtained on screen and it is inverted, means the upside image is formed. Now the virtual image, formed when light rays appear to meet. The second is can't be obtained on screen and virtual images are erect. Now let us look at the examples. The first example is image formed on cinema screen is an example of real image, and image formed by a plane mirror or convex mirror is an example of virtual image. Now we will study the image formed by plane mirror. In the between, it is the plane mirror, AB is the object and A dash B dash is the image. Just peek there. When we pass a light ray, it gets reflected from the plane mirror and the angle of reflection is formed. If we extend the reflected ray on the A dash point, the image A dash B dash is formed. Now U is the distance of the object from the plane mirror and V is the distance of the image from the plane mirror. Now let us look at the characteristics of image formed by plane mirror. Image is virtual and erect. The size of image is equal to the size of object. Image is formed as far behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. It is laterally inverted. These four are the characteristics of image formed by plane mirror. Now what is lateral inversion? The right side of the object appears to be left side is called the lateral inversion, and also the vice versa. Now look at some applications of lateral inversion. The word ambulance is written as in the lateral form so that it can be read correctly in the rear view mirror of vehicles going in front of it. Now what is a spherical mirror? Mirrors whose reflecting surface is curved is called the spherical mirror. There are two types of spherical mirrors. First one is convex mirror and second is concave mirror. In convex mirror, inner side is the polished and outer is reflected surface. In concave, outer is polished and inner is reflecting surface. Now let us look some more. Reflecting surface is curved outwards and it is a diverging mirror. This is of the convex mirror and the second is concave mirror. The reflecting surface is curved inwards. Look at this diagram. These terms are really important. What is a principal axis? The line joining the pole and the center of curvature is principal axis. Pole, the center of the spherical mirror, aperture Mn in the diagram. It is the effective diameter of the spherical mirror, center of curvature, which is represented by C. The center of the hollow glass sphere of which the mirror was a part. Radius of curvature represented by R. The distance between the pole and the center of curvature. Focus represented F. The point on spherical axis where all the parallel light rays actually meet or appear to meet after reflection. What is focal length? Represented by F. Let us see. The distance between the pole and the focus is focal length. Now the relationship between the focal length and the radius of curvature, that is f is equal to r upon 2. Radius upon means the focal length is half of the radius. Now the rules for making ray diagram by concave mirror. There are total in 6. Now let us see. The first one is a ray parallel to the principal axis will pass through the principal focus after reflection. Look at the diagram carefully. Now the light ray is coming and it is reflected from the concave mirror and passes through the focus. In this, so basically this law states that if we pass any light ray which is parallel to the principal axis, then it will definitely pass through focus. Now let's study the second law. A ray passing through the principal focus of concave mirror will emerge parallel to principal axis after reflection. Now so basically this law is the opposite of the first law, or the vice versa one, the converse of the first law. Like if a light ray which is passed through focus will be parallel to the principal axis. Now the third law. A ray of light passing through the center of curvature of a concave mirror is reflected back along the same path as it is a normally incident ray. So this law states that if a light ray passing, if the light ray is passed through the center of curvature of a concave mirror, then it is reflected back along the same path as it is. It plays the role of normal in that case. Now the fourth law. A ray incident obliquely to the principal axis of a concave mirror is reflected obliquely, making equal angle. This law states that if a ray if the ray obliquely emerge from the principal axis, then it is also reflected obliquely, and in this case angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. Now let us look at some ray diagrams for images formed by concave mirror. The first one, the ray diagram of image is when object is at infinity. When we place the object at infinity, we see the following characteristics, like the image will be at the position F. Just look carefully the diagram. And the nature of the image will be real and inverted. The size of the image will be point sized and highly diminished. Means the image will be really small. The second ray diagram states when the object is beyond center of curvature. When we place the object ahead of center of curvature, then the image which will be formed, the position of the image will be between focus and center of curvature. The nature of the image will be real and inverted. Size will be diminished, like not very small, but yeah, small. Now let us see the third ray diagram by the concave mirror image. Let us see. The third ray diagram states when object is its center of curvature is at C. Now the image will be, the position will be at C only, and the nature will be real and inverted. Size will be the same as that of the object. The fourth one, when object is placed between F and C, the image formed, the position of the image will be beyond C. Nature will be real and inverted. Size will be enlarged. The fifth ray diagram states when object is placed at F, means the focus, the image formed will be at infinity. Nature will be real and inverted. Size will be highly enlarged. वो बहुत बड़ी होगी. Now the sixth one states when object is between P and F, image position will be behind the mirror. Nature will be virtual and erect. Size will be enlarged. Highly bigger size. Now we have studied all the ray diagrams and the 4 laws of the image formation by concave mirror. Now we will see the uses of concave mirror. The first one is the first use of concave mirror is it is used in torches or the searchlights and vehicles headlight to get powerful parallel beam of light. The second is concave mirrors are used by dentists to see large image of teeth of patients. Teeth have to be placed between pole and focus. Means it just zooms in the image. Now the third will be concave mirror is used as shaving mirror to see a larger image of the face. Fourth is large concave mirrors are used to concentrate sunlight to produce heat in solar furnace. Now the rule for image formation by convex mirror, we will be studying, and also the uses of convex mirror we will be studying in the part 3. Now thank you guys, and please, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe the channel, and please comment down below if you have any suggestions regarding the videos. And yeah, stay tuned. See you in the part 3 of this series of light reflection and refraction. So yeah, bye guys.